Welcome to Podcast by Committee. You guys are our committee. We're psyched to be back after the week off. I am Joe, joined by my co-hosts Logan and Graham. Again, took a week off for the draft, and we are back with some draft coverage. So, how are you guys doing this week?
Oh, okay.
Whoever wants to go first.
When somebody head nods to you, you just head nod right back and then just prolong the silence. Well, anyway, I'm doing pretty good, but unlike everybody else here, I'm still in school. Still got a final left this week. Keep me in your prayers.
What's it in?
What is
history.
Oh, come on.
History post 1865s. It's
we don't need history. We
hard.
just repeat.
I was in the same
repeat
class.
the mistakes of the past.
Yeah. It's about to be hard. I took the same class last year, but pre-1865, and the final was hard. So here we go.
Wow.
Mine was.
That's fun.
Took my ethics final today, feeling ethical. So ask me anything.
If there was a train and there were two tracks,
okay,
and there were 3 orphans on one track and 1 elderly person,
orphans.
3 elderly person on one. Okay, Logan, how are you doing this week?
I'm good. That's it.
Good.
Good thing you're not
rookie Broncos numbers are still not out. I still haven't been able to purchase my Bo Nix jersey.
Yeah, the Colts numbers aren't either. Are the Cowboys, Graham?
No.
You know? No.
I
would say put them out immediately.
No, Cowboys have. At least some of them. So that's all.
Maybe some of the top ones, but
well, there's a Twitter account that puts them out immediately, which I need to follow, which is awesome. But
yeah, I also have no way of knowing really, so they might be out.
Colts
I look every day.
Nailed the draft.
Thank you.
Had the best draft in the league, I guess, but no biggie.
Boy.
Just a Ballard regular. Anyways, we can move on into news and notes. Bit outdated, but Amon-Ra St. Brown, 4 years, $120 million extension. Great move. Along with him, Penei Sewell, the Lions tackle, 4 years, 112. Okay, yeah, I was like, what? 4 years, $112 million for Penei Sewell. 2 great moves. Lions locking up their young pieces. And then probably one of the most confusing moves. Rashad Bateman received a 3-year extension for doing pretty much nothing.
What? Hold on. What? Pretty much nothing.
He was a 1,000-yard receiver in my Madden franchise.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I forgot Madden.
I just signed him.
Okay. Well, they probably took that into account, so I didn't even think about that.
I send them my analytics.
A.J. Brown, 3-year, $96 million contract extension. I think he's now the highest paid all-time receiver, which was 5 minutes after Amon-Ra St. Brown's extension, which was made him the prior highest paid receiver. And Christian Barmore, 4-year, $92 million extension for the D tackle. He broke out this past year with a bunch of sacks. Obviously, a space eater as well, making tackles. So, good move for the Patriots, locking up a young piece that can be there for the rebuild. Travis Kelce also signed a 2-year extension with the Chiefs. I'm not sure what the money was.
Too much.
Did the money come out?
Yeah, it did.
I didn't see the money come out.
Oh, did it not? I thought it did.
I haven't seen it.
I've seen multiple posts, and none of them are about money. So,
well, too much money. That's how much I'll tell you.
For real.
Too much. And then Tyler Boyd signed with the Titans, which no one cares about, so that happened. He'll probably get 500 yards. So.
I like Tyler Boyd, and now he's the best wide receiver
too.
for
I'm just saying, realistically,
there's
a lot of mid now.
He could be the 2
in Tennessee.
You know?
No, he couldn't.
Let's be
real.
He's
not going to be the 2.
He'll
fit in nice as a 3.
He'll be the 3,
He'll have a solid role as a 3. And then
Treylon Burks is not better than...
Treylon Burks is going to be the 3. Treylon Burks is going to be the 3.
Are you a Treylon Burks?
No, but
we have a Treylon Burks?
Unless he's traded to the Cowboys. He will be the wide receiver.
Jaquan Jackson is about to take over. Also, heartbroken that Jaquan Jackson got drafted by my least favorite team. That was brutal.
But he's the 3. There's no way.
He's not.
Treylon Burks
just wait 5 seconds.
Boyd is the 3, 100%. Why would they sign Boyd if they thought they had a solid wide receiver?
They'll use him.
Okay,
because
why
you
would
like
they?
Treylon Burks. They'll use Treylon Burks as a gunner on special teams.
No, they're gonna trade Treylon Burks to the Cowboys, and we're gonna put him.
Do you want him?
3. No, man.
Do you want him?
No, he has asthma.
No, the Cowboys aren't allowed to make big moves. You know that.
It's not a big move.
Are we calling this a big move?
Blockbuster. 3 first-round picks.
We might also trade for Najee, which is just so mediocre. Like, really?
Who did I see? Oh, it was the Cowboys. I saw the Cowboys.
What about why?
Give him a new contract.
I just got Jalen Warren in our dynasty draft we're doing as a podcast. So.
Yeah, RB1 Jalen Warren.
Oh, and Tajay Spears RB2.
Sorry.
Kenneth Walker and Nick Chubb clear. Anyway.
Yeah, he sniped me.
Kyron Williams, Tony Pollard. Oh,
First one is good. The second one is
come on.
Yeah, I have Chris Godwin coming off the bench. You know, my wide receiver depth.
Yeah, congrats.
Elite.
coming off the bench, and you have two defense. Anyways. And then my question of the week this week: the Texans recently dropped new jerseys. Are they the best in the league? They dropped 4 new jerseys. I feel like
Yes.
they're pretty dang close. I think they're
Overrated.
They are
They're
0% overrated,
Overrated.
100% creative. Like,
Mhm.
who would have thought to put that H like
And
that?
they're
Like,
not-
that's fire.
Anyone.
They're not
It's
minimalistic
mid.
either. They're not
It's
the new
okay.
minimalistic jerseys.
It's okay. I'm
Come
taking
on.
the
They're
Chargers over them.
The best.
Okay. I'm taking the Lions over them. Okay. Yeah.
Some
100%.
Chargers jerseys. But as
One
a,
of the
as a
Lions jerseys. The
4 jersey
other ones
combination,
aren't
Take
even
the
that good.
Lions. I'll take.
I'm not taking the Lions.
I don't know. I'll
Me
take a
neither.
few. I take the Patriots. Some of them. I really like the Patriots.
Whoa.
They're classics.
Whoa,
Dolphins.
whoa.
I like the Dolphins. I think
Dolphins.
some
are
of the
good.
Dolphins over them.
I like
I
Dolphins.
Maybe
I like
throwbacks.
the Bills.
Dolphins
I might take the
throwbacks.
Bills over them. I think they're
No.
mediocre.
The Bills are
I think
so
they're good.
boring.
I think the
The
Texans are
Texans,
good.
that combination of 4 uniforms with the 2
Yes.
alts is
I think they're
the best 4 uniform
all
combination
right.
in the league.
The H-Town
all
helmets
right.
are amazing.
The Reds,
right.
The red and the blue and the dark blue are just like, what?
I'd probably
They're
take
so
the
good.
Commanders over them.
Oh my gosh!
joking.
All right,
I'm
we
joking.
got it.
I'm joking.
Definitely not taking the Broncos though, right?
Okay,
Oh,
the Broncos
yeah.
are okay. They're about the same in my mind.
When the
Whoa.
Broncos
They're
dropped the
about
uniform,
the
they
new
should have had
ones?
like a
Yeah.
sound effect. 'Cause it's-
And first off, our throwbacks are better than anything they got.
That's not true.
That's very
Well,
true.
that's kind
The
of
Tex- I don't know.
it's
I
close,
saw the Texans as
but-
like they're good. They're just not like top 5.
But they're so creative. Like, they're so
Are
different.
they? Are they?
Yeah, because they switched both of the helmets to actually something different. And other teams just, like, keep the same design.
Yeah.
Just, like, another, like...
I don't.
know.
First
It's
off, I don't
boring.
think the H logo looks very good. I think
I-
it's. I think the
I
colors
agree.
are good. I don't think the logo looks good.
I think it
I don't
looks
think Joe's
great.
with
I
us
think
right
the
now.
colors look
Oh, there he
great.
is.
I'm with us.
Okay. I think the colors are good, but again,
Yeah, that's the main thing for me.
H
I love their
logos-
colors.
not great.
The
I
red
think
the
the
red just
colors.
sold it for me. Just any kind of like using like the secondary color as like
Yeah.
the main as an alt is so great. But
Yep.
anyways, that was my question of the week. We have 2 yeses, 1 no. But we can move on to our draft coverage. We're gonna quickly go through every first round pick, give a very quick synopsis.
Every single
Our-
first-round pick.
I mean, how many do you guys want to do? I was thinking like 3-second like react.
Maybe just our teams and then the top 10.
Okay, that's a good idea. Alrighty.
Calm down.
First, what?
Say calm down.
We can start with, I mean, obviously the Caleb Williams pick.
Good. Next.
Good. Right pick.
Yeah,
Wearing number
Standard.
18. It's tough.
I like number 18.
Next up, Jaden Daniels.
Bad. Next.
I don't think they made a mistake here.
I think they did.
whichever
I think
quarterback
they
would've
did make a
picked-
mistake, but I knew they would. So
Yeah, I mean, I knew they were going to. I don't think they should.
I think whatever quarterback they picked would have been a solid pick because they just needed a guy.
I think there was a
But
better pick though.
yeah,
I like Jaden Daniels. I think he's
I
more
do too,
pro
but-
ready in a sense. But if you wanted a guy that could develop and have a higher ceiling, Drake May was there. Take it how you will. Patriots number 3, Drake May. They shaped that pretty well for him.
Good.
They were in
Great.
a pretty long
Mhm.
rebuild and didn't have like a ton of free agent acquisitions, so having him like develop for a little bit.
Mhm.
Does he have anyone to sit behind, or is
Drake
he
May?
gonna play right?
No. He will start right
Bailey
away.
Zappi. He's going to sit behind Bailey Zappi.
Well, they have Jacoby Brissett.
Oh,
True.
yeah.
No, that is a help. That
I
is a
love
big
Jacoby
help.
Brissett.
He's not going to sit behind Jacoby.
No,
He's a
but he'll like
top-tier
learn
backup.
from him.
Yeah, and maybe I don't know. Maybe he doesn't start the first couple
will.
games. I
No,
don't
he
know.
will.
100%.
There's no shot any of the top 3 guys are not
Yeah.
starting right away.
They're all starting.
Marvin Harrison Jr. probably the best pick of the draft so far. Just
pretty
fell right into their
standard.
lap. Elite
I
pick.
mean, he was going to all the entire
Well,
he's
yeah, I
going
know.
there.
But I mean that
Do we have
just
a
He's
number
worked out.
player
for him yet?
Number I don't think so. But is anyone taking 18?
I don't know.
Dude,
did
I
not
think
know
it,
the
I think it would be
Cardinals
so
numbers.
cool if he chose like a number.
Wait,
in the
BJ
80s.
Ojolari. is
I
wearing
just
18.
miss wide
You're right.
receivers in the 80s. Like,
No, I don't.
He wears 80 in that Madden franchise I was talking about. I played the Cardinals the other day. He's wearing 88, and I really
I like
it.
88.
It's
I
so
like
cool.
88.
I guess it was Dad's number, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, that is
True.
It's kind of funny. Joe Alt. This is kind of the first
Good.
big surprise
Great.
tonight.
I didn't like it at first, but I came around on it. They really needed that.
Yeah.
And
I kind of liked. I think beefing up the trenches makes sense. I mean, obviously Neighbors was there. He's a great player, but Alt can be that like step in, be amazing at tackle, and you don't have to worry about it for years.
Yeah. And I think
and
like
there will be receivers next draft. Like we know
Right.
that.
And there was receivers in this draft that they got down the board.
Yeah.
I think they got. I mean, I think
Okay,
Lad
hold
McConkey's a
on,
first
Yeah,
round
Ladd
slow
talent.
McConkey.
down. They did get Brendan Rice, who is mid.
But that was in the 7th round.
Yeah,
Yeah,
seventh
like
round.
that's a
Solid pick.
solid bargain there.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay. You know what?
Here's my thing: is like, I think the Chiefs showed us for sure that you don't need a standout wide receiver core to win a Super Bowl, and I think relying on that before they were kind of relying on their wide receivers because they were all pretty solid,
Mhm.
Especially Keenan Allen, and now they can't because they're all not solid.
Yeah.
I think that'll just change up how they play, and the O line is always a need for them. I feel like, and
And their run game was not great last year at all.
Yeah,
And I think if
now
you
they've
give
got
Herbert
J.K.
a good run game,
Dobbins.
which they got.
Gus
Who'd
They got
get?
Dobbins and Gus Edwards.
And
Dobbins, yes.
who did they draft? They drafted from Troy. Was it the Troy guy?
I
I don't
don't.
remember.
I think it was Kimani
Was it Vidal?
Vidal? Is it Vidal? He's really good.
Hmm.
I think he was he. Yeah, Chargers. I think he
Chargers,
could
okay.
step in and play a role right away.
Mhm.
I think that's a good committee right there, and I think it's a
Yeah.
improved
Especially 'cause,
offensive
like
line.
Gus and JK are very short term options.
Yeah, maybe not J.K. Definitely
maybe, but it's a big maybe there.
It's a big
know,
maybe. It's a
Gus
big
is
maybe for
definitely
3
there.
years.
J.K. Dobbins could have 200 yards this year, and I'd be like,
Yeah.
yeah, that makes sense.
I say the Chargers sign Trey Sermon and have
Oh.
J.K. Dobbins just have that Ohio State backfield for years.
Yeah,
Is
Or
Trey
they get-
Sermon
I
in
guess-
the UFL? Or is
Trey
he
Sermon's
at-
on the Colts.
yeah, he's on a
So-
Colt.
Oh.
Yeah, he's a Colt.
It's like our
Oh,
RB5.
man, that's tough.
Elite.
I remember when I drafted him one year when he was on the 49ers.
He was like a dynasty rookie draft first round pick consistently, which is
Was he a second round? He
insane.
was a second rounder, wasn't
He was good.
No,
and
he was like a third or fourth.
Wasn't he
Third.
like really good year one or year two?
No, he did not play year one.
Okay, year two.
he? Him and Eli
He was like
Mitchell
a
were the
third or
same
fourth
draft,
pick.
weren't they?
Who?
Him and Eli Mitchell were the same draft.
Yeah, I think so. That sounds right.
Hmm.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
And then we can move on. Also, Joe Alt, great pick, lines him up well. Malik Neighbors to the Giants. I love this pick.
Love that pick.
Good pick.
I like that they didn't crumble under the pressure of getting a quarterback right away, because there wasn't really one that was like a value, like
Yeah.
number 6 overall pick value there. And I think Neighbors was a good value in the pick they really needed to make there, unless they wanted to trade down. So, love the Neighbors pick for them for the future. I think it makes a lot of sense. I like they didn't crumble under the pressure. Good move for the Giants, in my opinion.
I think it's fine. I don't know. I wouldn't have mind them taking a quarterback there either.
I think
Because-
I would have much rather them.
They can get
taking
out of Daniel
Malik.
Jones' contract after the year, right? Well, you see, Daniel Jones might not be the starter this year
What?
Well, yeah,
because they have the best backup in the league,
Tommy DeVito.
Drew Lock. No, it's Drew Lock. They have Drew Lock, and Drew Lock
Drew
should
Lock's
be
gonna
starting.
start 2 games and he's gonna throw.
Drew Lock is
50
a
picks.
top 25 quarterback in this league, and no one will tell me otherwise.
Top 25.
Top 25 is
30.
not good, but
Well, no.
he could start. Drew Lock is a starting quarterback in this
He
league.
could
Not a
You're
good
saying-
one.
You're saying he's
Not a
better than
good
Drew.
one.
He's better than Bryce Young.
No.
I love Bryce Young.
No.
So much.
Exactly.
Bryce Young still has so much potential.
Yeah.
But right
Bryce
now,
Young's
like
like a-
last year, I'd rather Drew Lock than Bryce Young. If you're just talking last year.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
But I think Drew Lock should get a starting job, you know? Which I'm also so biased. I'm so biased. I have like 3 Drew Lock shirts in my room, which is too
Yeah, I
many
love-
to have.
I love Mizzou, all Mizzou players, but at the same time, it's like I
Hey,
don't.
is
think,
Tyler Beatty still in the Broncos?
I think he might be
I
practicing.
know he's somewhere. I'm pretty
He
sure
was-
he's somewhere.
He was on, I think he is. I think I saw him on the depth chart the other day.
Yeah.
He
We got a lot of
disappears
Mizzou going in
sometimes,
the
comes
league.
back.
Tyron Hopper, Demarcus Robinson.
That
It was
is
DeMarcus,
not his
right?
name.
What is
Nope. Darius.
Darius, shoot. Yeah, Tyron Hopper, Chris Abrams-Drain, Cody Schrader, bunch of dogs. Jalen Carley's to the Colts. Love it. Whoever else I missed.
Rex-
J.C. Latham, next pick. I thought it was
I
overdraft.
think there's 2 tackles better than him.
Yes.
I think that's
I
my
like
bad problem.
Olu better.
Honestly, a bad pick.
I like Olu Fashanu.
They did kind of like which they do this a lot, but they did this in the second round. But it's also kind of the Raiders' move of just taking like the biggest, most athletic guy, which like works like 50% of the time, which I think is a lot less than just taking the best guy.
Yeah. They probably could have traded down. I
don't know. I think Fashanu or
just take one.
Huongo
Fashanu's
was better
pretty
there.
good. I don't know, but I hate the Titans. But J.C. Latham actually seems like a really nice kid. I saw all those interviews. Seems like a really great dude. So I hope he succeeds.
I think he could still be great. I think he still will be
I think he's
good.
a good prospect.
I think he's just more risky than Huongo or Fashanu.
And then we can move on to the 8th overall pick.
Worst pick of the draft.
I think collectively we all jumped off of the couch and screamed when we saw this name.
5.
Oh, 7.
6. Wait, what did we do? Did we miss 6?
Was
that Giants? That was Giants. Okay, never mind.
Neighbors, Latham, and then number 8, Falcons, who selected Michael Penix Jr.
Shocking.
Oh, awful.
We all freaked out. I know that. There's a lot to say here, and also not a lot to say.
Both shocking and awful.
Yeah.
I feel like if they were going to do that, I feel like McCarthy fits that so much better.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think they should do that.
No.
But McCarthy, he's young. He's the more developmental guy. I think McCarthy could develop into something a lot better than Michael Penix.
And he's a way better passer.
I don't know.
I think Penix is not the.
I think Penix is pretty obvious QB6 in this draft.
Yeah.
And they took him QB4. So, I don't know. I think we're losing Joe again, but
I'm back.
Okay. We're all good.
No, yeah, it doesn't make sense personnel-wise, especially because like they've been gearing up for this to be kind of their push year. It was just a terrible pick. Really, it was. I mean, someone probably would have taken Penix there if they would have traded down. Yeah. I get if they really wanted him, but it just wasn't.
It doesn't even get a year yet.
Yeah.
If you if this was next year, maybe.
This is uncomparable to the Aaron Rodgers, Jordan Love situation. Uncomparable.
Yeah.
It's completely different in every sense.
You have a decade-long guy that's been there, Hall of Famer, bring in a guy, train him, and then
bring a guy a late first-round pick guy that is fairly young. This is a 24-year-old. Like, I love Penix, but 24-year-old injured before a lot of surgeries, dude that's not that young. He's going to have to sit for probably 3 years minimum. And then by the time that happens, his rookie contract will almost be up.
He'll be 30.
Yeah, he'll be 30. And now you've probably made Cousins mad, which is the one thing you didn't want to do.
Yeah.
You could have had an edge rusher. I mean, you could have had Latu. You could have had Dallas Turner. You could have added another receiver. I mean, I don't know. Like, it makes no sense.
I mean, imagine like Drake London and Odunze. How much better that would be than their current situation.
Yeah, and are you telling me there's not a quarterback you want to wait on in the next couple of years? You thought you had to pull the trigger on Penix here?
There's so many.
Brady Cook next year.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I like Penix. I do.
Brady Cook.
The pick was terrible. Terrible. Yeah.
I'm glad we're not going through all 32 of these.
Yeah, sure. All the best to Michael Penix. I feel bad for the guy, but he'll have a pretty easy job.
Also, a bad situation for him, I feel. You know?
Yeah.
Oh, he's got a great O-line.
Oh,
he won't play.
Personnel?
Oh,
yeah, personnel is great.
He
won't play with that.
Oh,
personnel.
yeah. No, yeah.
Yeah, brutal. Next pick, Rome Odunze to the Bears at 9. Love it. Great value. I think
he's going to be the 2 this year. I think he will.
I mean, Allen's a 1-year rental, Keenan Allen. So realistically,
and he's worse than Rome Odunze at this point in his career. I think he is.
I don't know. We'll
Can't say that yet.
I'm excited to see them all on the field together. Caleb's in a great situation. Odunze will most likely.
Odunze could be the one.
If Caleb is not amazing this year, I will be honestly shocked.
Well, amazing. What do we define amazing as for a rookie quarterback?
Little less than CJ Stroud. For him.
You think little less than CJ Stroud? That's a high bar, I feel, but also
I think if he puts up
very attainable.
It should
32
be
to 3,500 yards, at least 20-something touchdowns, and not too many picks.
Yeah.
Maybe more. Right. I mean, that's like a low expectation, but for a rookie quarterback, But
this
the point
guy's
is he's set up to succeed. Odunze is a
supposed
great
to be
jump ball
generational.
guy. He's got good speed.
Yeah.
And then let's see, we talked about Rome Odunze. So J.J. McCarthy, 10th overall pick. The Jets traded back one spot to give Minnesota the spot, and they took the Michigan quarterback. I think it makes sense for what they wanted to do. They didn't trade up too far to get him, as some speculated they would. I think, he's in a good spot to develop. He's got Jefferson. They have a pretty good offensive line, and Addison as well, Hawkinson. So I think he's in a pretty good spot. And yeah, Kevin O'Connell as well, good coach there. So what do you guys think about that?
Pretty much what you said.
So we can move on to our team's picks. Logan, what do you think of Bo Nix?
Fine. It's fine.
I like him.
Fine.
Not gonna lie, I
gotta
like him.
We got to get someone.
Yeah, I guess it makes sense.
Who else
Sean
do you
Payton
take?
likes him. There's no one else you take
Yeah.
there. I really hope he works out. I hope he can be a great quarterback. And I think, at 12, you're not expecting like an elite top echelon guy.
Yeah.
And, he could be. I'm very interested to see how that works out in Denver with Sean Payton, who did not work out with Russell Wilson last year.
Yeah.
But Broncos have a very interesting personnel group right now with the running backs and the receivers. Logan, do you expect Sutton to be there this next year?
Probably, because the rumors about him to Pittsburgh were not true. Sorry, I gotta take out my dog right now, so.
Okay.
Okay. Let me know.
The show goes on.
I'm keeping this in, by the way.
I hope you do.
Okay.
I actually like Bo Nix. I think he's a carbon copy of Drew Brees in his prime, and I think Sean Payton's going to match well with that. So
I think it's probably better than that.
yeah, probably.
Yeah,
Drew
alrighty.
Brees never won an MVP.
True.
And Bo Nix will year one.
Rookie year MVP would be crazy.
You probably will.
5th QB in the draft.
Colts at number 15 took Laiatu Latu. I
Mid.
know Logan and I especially like the pick. Obviously, a great pass rusher. Had a troubled injury history, but he's been fully cleared and back in football for like a year now. So I think he's a great prospect. He's a great pass rusher. I think he was probably the best in the draft.
I think he was the best defensive player in the draft.
Yeah. And, I mean, having him obviously to Kwity Paye, I think we have a really deep edge group now. And, obviously his thing was the variety of pass rush moves. And I think also his closing speed is amazing to the quarterback once he gets through.
Sit.
So just
No,
embrace him.
Latu, great pick. I give it like an A- if I had to grade.
A minus.
Yeah,
I think that's about as good of a pick you could have got at 15.
Yeah.
sure. I like Bowers,
I like
though. I'm not going to lie.
Well, yeah. But he didn't.
Anyway.
He wasn't there.
But yeah, I think that was a great move by Ballard, not trading up if it costed too much, and getting the first defensive player taken, having your pick of the litter on that side of the ball, I think was really, really great front office move. So, yep.
Yeah.
Graham, going to talk about Tyler Guyton.
For sure. I love Tyler Guyton. I wanted him, like, you guys can vouch for me. I was rooting for him when we were at 24, and then we traded back to 29 for a steal, which we got Cooper Beebe with, which I was psyched for that too. And I just love Tyler Guyton. I've watched a lot of tape. He's a big dude. He's going to be good. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Loved him at the Senior Bowl.
Yeah.
He was so good.
Yeah.
He was like inconsistent, but his good reps were crazy. Crazy.
We can move on to a designated fun segment now. Graham?
All right. So this week's fun segment is, since we just had the draft pretty recently, we're trying to find ways, maybe funny ways or just different ways to improve the draft. So make it better in some certain way. So who wants to kick us off?
I can kick us off.
Okay.
So I was thinking, it's really, really hard for front offices to decide who to take. And I think the best thing we can do to improve the draft is to kind of narrow that down. So I was thinking we make every round you can only take a certain position.
Oh.
I mean, like, the first overall pick could be a kicker, And also I think it'd be funny if, like, the draft order, like, it's worst to best first round, but then like to completely scrambles next round. So you just won't get a quarterback.
You know
Like-
what's awesome about that is
What?
that there's more than 7 positions, but we should keep the 7 rounds.
Yeah.
So maybe there's just no linebacker draft.
So
There's no
quarterbacks are just like immediately negotiating with every
Yeah.
team. Wide
No,
receiver.
They don't
no,
get
they
to
can't be
the
drafted
year.
that year.
Yeah.
they can't be
No,
drafted.
of course not.
They can't sign
No,
that
Just-
year either.
they can't
They just have to
sign,
wait a
yeah.
year. Have to take a gap year.
Yeah. That would be
You
crazy,
have to wait
man.
till next year. Is that what
What
you're
if like
saying?
Yeah.
what if like punters first like 5 years in a row?
Oh gosh.
There's been like 30 years without a quarterback. They just have running backs. It's only running now.
Hey, that would make the XFL better or the
Yeah,
USFL.
true.
You have to go play a year in the UFL.
Yeah,
If your position's not up. I think that's a good idea.
Thank you.
I think it's an
I
amazing.
won't do it.
Who's up next?
I've got it. I think this is for the broadcast to make it more interesting for the fans. Because, the draft focuses on, all the good parts about the prospect.
Yeah.
So I think we need a broadcast that's negative. The negative
Ooh.
broadcast,
Mhm.
Love it.
That's true.
Only the bad. They're really mean in the late rounds because these are not like good players, They're like, this guy won't make our roster. This guy's
Oh,
awful.
no.
And then they just make up off the field issues for every person,
Sure. I mean,
Like-
we have established that starting rumors is a great thing to do. So
Exactly. Like this
What do
guy, he doesn't feed his fish.
What do you think they would have said about Jonah Ellis?
Oh, they would have nothing bad to say about him.
Yeah.
sure.
Outstanding guy.
He better be an outstanding guy off the field because on the field, man, this dude's gonna be brutal.
Oh,
if
13
he's elite?
sacks last year at Utah.
Oh,
Who else is doing that? No one.
Zach Wilson.
against the Northern Kentucky Fire
Whoa.
Hazards.
They're the
Utah
Norse.
was a good
They're
program.
The Norse.
Utah was a good program.
Missouri clears. Graham.
So my first one, pretty standard. I just want to start us off with like a thing that could actually happen.
Sure.
So I suggest we have a coin flip each round. If it's heads, keep the normal order. If it's tails, reverse the order. So you're like 32nd pick gets first overall. So even if you trade for the number 1 overall pick, there's a 50% chance you get the 32nd. I think that would
That's
just be
great.
so awesome, like winning the Super Bowl, then getting first overall pick.
Well, that
I mean-
actually ties in beautifully with mine, which was just draft order changing from first to worst.
Okay.
Flipping on its head. What I love so much about that is that like the hope is just
Yeah.
never there, and they have
Yep.
to like hit on the 32nd pick every year.
Mhm.
It's like baseball, like a salary cap, how it's like not fair, which makes it a terrible sport.
Yeah, and I see it like commission. Like if you're doing better, you should be getting more.
Exactly.
So if you win the Super Bowl, you get
Fair. That's fair. Great point.
It becomes like the Chiefs take Caleb Williams out of spite and like
more.
bargain him off for like 8 first-round picks.
They sit him behind Chad Henne for like 12 years, and then
Chad Henne, oh my gosh. Logan, you got one?
So this one, different way of picking, So like the first round would be normal, and the
Mhm.
second round the quarterback would get to choose.
oh,
The third round the fans.
dude,
could
that would
vote,
be
maybe.
dope.
I have a lot of these. The
Oh.
fourth round would be your rival team gets to choose for you. 5 would just be random. You just get a random player assigned to you.
Dude,
A
imagine being the
6.
guy that gets picked by the rival team. Like that means you suck.
Yeah, that's so demoralizing. But maybe a chip on your shoulder.
True.
6, it has to be a kid from the town. It has to be a hometown kid. Green Bay's in shambles in the 6th round
Oh,
because there's no one from there. And then that dog from TikTok that like hits like balls into
Yeah.
a bucket
Yeah.
for exporting mints. He
Oh,
picks the
is that what
7th
it
round. Yeah, he does the 7th
bro,
round.
what happens
There's like
when he dies
7,000
though?
buckets.
We'll
Like all
find
the
a new
draft
dog.
eligible players.
Maybe.
That's
You think
awesome.
other dogs can do that? Or that's just him.
No, just him.
Just him.
And can the
We just
rival
get, like-
team choose how the buckets are arranged, like how the 7,000 buckets are like set up? What
Yeah, for
order?
each draft eligible
Yeah.
prospect.
That's also a dog.
Okay.
Oh, it's
perfect.
also dog. Okay.
And this would cause like a lot of fans to like, how that you saw that one guy on TikTok that like became draft eligible for the NBA like last year
Yeah.
or whatever.
Mhm.
Like every fan's gonna do that for the NFL now. So there's like a million buckets, and then like random people are gonna be getting drafted.
So much money. So much money. Man. Perfect. I love it. Logan, hit us with Hall of Fame, Hall of Flame. You got
Oh, I
this
forgot
one.
I was doing that.
I didn't go. You left
What?
me
No.
out.
Oh,
a
you have
second
another one?
Yeah.
We'll just
Oh, I thought
continue.
you were-
Actually, Logan had one of mine. Mine first one was for the fans to decide, but second one here I just came up with. They should have to like do a The Voice performance or like American's Got Talent, like when they get drafted on stage. I just think that would be so awesome.
It has to be singing. Has to.
Yeah.
I want to see that. But it's every pick.
Yeah, every single pick. But they only get the amount of time like they're allotted. So seventh rounders have like 15 seconds to wrap things up.
They're in like the small screen in like the Taco Bell commercial.
Yeah.
There's like 8 of them going at once. Perfect. Logan?
Go time. It's go time.
Go time.
Today we have a quarterback.
Okay.
This week.
Oof.
Okay. He has 39,471 yards.
39,000?
Yeah.
Wow.
270 touchdowns. To 110 interceptions.
Okay. How many years?
1, 2,
I'm already inching towards a yes.
12 years.
2
of those years he didn't play, like
Okay.
barely.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
reassuring.
He didn't really start playing until his 4th year. He broke out. I'm not gonna tell you. That's too
Is this
much.
for Cousins?
I'm not telling.
Okay. Are those all the stats you have?
Yeah, I mean I have them all pulled up, but I'm not giving you any more.
You said 270 touchdowns to 110 interceptions.
Yeah,
Ooh.
And how? So like really, how many years was it?
like actually like full-time starter.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
like 10.
Really 8 or
8?
10, 8 or 9 years of full-time starting.
Yeah, I'd say yes then.
Say yes.
I'd say yes. 270
Yeah, that
touchdowns
many-
in 8 years.
Okay, that many yards, 8 years just starting. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, I would say an emphatic no on this one.
Hmm.
Joe, you got it. It's Kirk Cousins.
Oh,
I
okay.
do not think Kirk Cousins is a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
based
But
on those stats,
His
that's
stats
crazy.
surprised me.
His stats
he
are great. No,
definitely
like the
could-
winning
but
on the field, yeah, has not been there as much.
He's
but-
76 and 67 and 2 on his career, and no postseason success definitely hurts him. But
Hey, this year.
Statistically
I don't
great.
know. I think if he has a great Falcons career, maybe. But yeah, I don't think he's Hall of Famer, especially right now.
It was the like sat for like 3 years because I knew it was RG3 same draft class.
Yeah. Well, he had he had 4 touchdowns he played 3 games first year, 5 games the next year, 6 games the next year. So I didn't, and those were not good years at all.
Yeah.
But then after that, I mean, yeah, he had shockingly good stats, but not a Hall of Famer, I don't think.
Right.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
What's next?
Me. What's me next?
You have some news, don't you?
Oh, my news? Yeah. Okay, let's switch into the news department here. So this week, I didn't really have any like towns to think of, so I just chose a random one. So you guys have to guess. Where do you think it is? First of all, which state?
Oh, just no clues?
No
Arizona.
clues.
Arizona.
Nope.
Arizona.
No. Maine.
Nope.
Colorado.
Yes.
Connecticut?
It's in Colorado. What
That
city?
was so free.
That's
Is
crazy.
it like an actual city? Like a
Yeah,
real
it's-
city?
No.
Where in
Oh,
Colorado?
Maybe actually.
What's the population of the city? Like,
Let me look it up.
It's Denver.
Okay, like 400,000.
Oh,
Boulder?
Oh, that's actually pretty big. It's not
not
Boulder.
Boulder.
Colorado Springs.
Nope. That's way
Dang it,
big.
those are like the 3 places I know.
It is Aurora, Colorado.
Oh, I do. I think I've seen that before on a map, maybe.
All right, so
What's happening in Aurora?
Aurora, Colorado wants to help homeless people with 2 new plans, all right? One plan led by this councilman, Steve Sundberg. You guys all know who Steve Sundberg is. Focuses
Okay.
on a highway where homeless people often stay. They want to make it a rule that people can't stay there. Instead, they'll go to help. They'll get help from a special court. And the other plan is that they would create a special court for homeless people who break like small rules. They'll get help for problems like selling drugs or finding a job. Not both of those are bad. I said them both at the same time. But just drugs is bad. Finding a job is good. But yeah, so basically like both aim to help homeless people make the city safer. So I just want, before I get your opinions on this, I'm leaving out a key detail, and I want your opinions on it first. So their main goal of this is just to get people out of the streets. So what do you think?
Okay, so let me get this straight. So
I feel like this is a really good idea. This really scares me.
It's a bunch
for
of
what you're
homeless
about to
people
say.
that go to a special court to get help with drugs and find jobs. That's a summary, right?
Well, also the main part is getting them off the streets, but that's the next step. That's the next step. So yeah. So what are thoughts right now?
So I feel like I'm
This feels
assuming
too good.
the main
This feels too
detail
good for you to bring
you're
it up.
leaving out is a very bad detail.
It's not very bad, but it's weird.
They're putting like
Okay.
drones that are attacking, like stealing them
Yeah.
from the
They used to
highway.
fly military drones.
Yeah. Into court.
As it stands, that sounds great.
This sounds like a great
Sounds
idea.
great.
Yeah, so the next detail is they will not be charged with trespass if they simply move their tent to another, even if it's unauthorized spot, within 3 days. So if they shift their tent down like 10 feet, they're good.
So they're just making them be like nomadic.
Yeah, they just have to move slightly every 3 days.
But they can't go on like private property, can they?
They can go on the road, they can go on the highway, which is where
Yeah.
they don't want them. So they won't
That's
be charged with
crazy.
anything.
That's insane.
So
Just make them
basically this
relocate
won't
like a
work,
mile.
right?
Make them work for it, you know.
Yeah,
And no hitchhiking, they have to walk.
that's just
Yeah.
crazy. That's insane.
Yeah.
There's no trespassing violation.
No.
I mean, to
None.
be fair, I don't know what you do in that situation. Like,
Here's the thing: if you're gonna make a move a little bit, just don't make a move at all.
Yeah,
You know?
that's what I was
Like,
thinking.
just let them
yeah,
stay
either
there.
set up a
It's
clear
just insulting. Like,
solution, like a homeless shelter, like more housing, like solve the housing crisis, or don't make them move if you don't have a solution.
yeah,
If you're just gonna make them move in like saying it only, just like say we made a move, and the problem just persists, then you've done nothing, and you're a politician. Like,
Great analysis, Joe.
thank you.
yeah. I just feel like it's not gonna work. They're just gonna move. I mean, if they want help,
the
then it's
initiative
available.
Itself, like,
Yeah.
is a good thing. It's just like, I don't know.
But
the
also, could
execution.
they provide all these services for every homeless person? I doubt it. So maybe they're counting on some
It's
people.
not that
just
big of a,
shifting, like-
you know, it's not like a mega city, so maybe,
It's
you
true.
know.
Yeah.
I think this is probably a net good, you know.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah. We'll see.
What's
Yeah.
next?
I only have one for Aurora. There was only
Is
one.
that it?
That's all we got.
Yep. There was only one, and then a bunch of murder ones. So I didn't want
No, perfect. Okay. All right,
Great
well,
town there.
to.
that's all we got. We are a podcast by committee. You guys are a committee. We'll be back next week. Thanks for sticking with us, and have a good one.